And welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for, again, joining us. We do have, of course, breaking news to bring to you. That is that the U.S. Senate race has both of the primaries for both sides have been decided. It is now looking like the AP has called Michael Whatley as the winner on the Republican ticket, while former Governor Roy Cooper has been declared the winner on the Democratic ticket. Now, again, we do have speakers right now that are speaking at some of those watch parties, and it does look like we will be getting the candidates to step forward to the podium here shortly. We are keeping a close eye on that for right now. But again, that is the breaking news into the newsroom as of right now, is that the U.S. Senate race for the seat vacated by Thom Tillis, Senator Thom Tillis, that is, will now be, again, former chairman of the RNC, Michael Whatley, against former Governor Roy Cooper. That, again, will be the ticket coming up on November 3rd. We are still, again, waiting to hear from some of the other races around the state. It does look like we continue to see some delays in a lot of the reporting, as, again, all I'm seeing over here are, unfortunately, some zeros in the reporting columns. So having a little bit of an issue right now getting some of the numbers into our system. But again, the news, the breaking news as of right now is that the U.S. Senate race, both sides of the ticket for the midterm in November have been decided. Michael Whatley will be taking on former Governor Roy Cooper coming up on November 3rd. In fact, does look like checking in on some of these watch parties here. Yeah, still not seeing. Oh. No, still, that's not Michael Whatley. We've got a lot of people, again, associated with their campaigns and with their events coming forward to the podiums to talk. But right now, we do not have the candidates actually stepping forward and, delivering their acceptance speeches. Hopefully, again, we will be getting that here soon. And it looks like, yeah, it does look like Michael Whatley is stepping towards the podium. We will take that and give that to you right now.
Tonight, I am honored and humbled by the support of so many hardworking North Carolinians. And Suzanne, thank you for being with me on this journey. None of this happens without you and Michael and George and Mary Kate. I know Michael and George are here tonight. Really, really glad to have them here. Mary Kate is up at school. She's got physical training tomorrow morning at 5:30, so we gave her a pass. And I also want to thank the grassroots conservatives, volunteers, and voters across this state who knocked doors, made calls, said prayers, and helped turn this campaign into a movement. And I want to thank President Donald J. Trump for his strong and unwavering support in this race. His leadership has changed our country, and I am proud to stand with him in the fight to secure our border, to strengthen our economy, and put America first. I grew up in Blowing Rock. My mom was a librarian. My dad was an accountant. I went to school. I went to church. I played sports. And I worked. I was able to pay my own way through college, through graduate school, and law school. After school, I met Suzanne, and we started an amazing family and built an incredible career. In short, I have lived the American dream right here in North Carolina. And I announced my campaign for the United States Senate because North Carolina is home, and because I want every child to have the same opportunities that I've had, to grow up, to get an education, to create a career, get married, and raise a family in safety and security. Tonight is an important night. Republican voters from across the state are united because the stakes for North Carolina are too high to stay divided. And tonight, we begin the next chapter of this campaign together, because this election is bigger than a primary. This election is a choice between leadership that stands with working families or a choice for career politicians who prioritize radical special interests from California and New York. A choice between safer communities or politicians who protect criminals and illegal aliens to appease radical left-wing groups. A choice between supporting the men and women in uniform who protect our interests and allies around the world, or politicians who vote to deny essential military funding, leaving America weak. A choice between a conservative champion for North Carolina, who will be an ally for President Trump in the Senate, or a champion for the failed policies of the left. You know, for 8 years, Roy Cooper had a choice: stand with law-abiding families or give in to the radical left. And for 8 years, Roy Cooper sided with the radical left. It was Roy Cooper who marched with Antifa and BLM while our cities were burning in 2020. It was Roy Cooper who signed an executive order forcing cashless bail and pretrial release into our criminal justice system, creating a revolving door that put violent criminals back on the streets again and again and again. And it was Roy Cooper who released more than 4,000 prisoners, including pedophiles, rapists, and murderers, back into our communities. Among those on Cooper's list were 51 inmates serving life sentences, and DeCarlos Brown Jr., who went on to murder Irina Zarotska right here in Charlotte. Law enforcement warned against it. Families worried about their safety. And Roy Cooper did it anyway. Roy Cooper sided with criminals, and North Carolina communities have paid the price. I stand with North Carolina families, and I will always back the blue. North Carolina families know that a secure border means safer communities. Joe Biden opened our borders to the worst of the worst from around the world. More than 15 million illegal immigrants flooded into our country, bringing drugs, migrant crime, and sex trafficking on a scale never before seen in the history of our country. Illegal drugs and criminals don't stay at the southern border. They reach our towns and neighborhoods. And every state, including North Carolina, is now a border state. Roy Cooper vetoed efforts to ensure cooperation with immigration enforcement here at home, letting drugs and illegal immigrants flood into our communities. He tied the hands of our police. Thankfully, President Trump has secured our border.
And that was, again, Michael Whatley, the Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, speaking. Again, we now want to go over to, again, another watch party in Raleigh, this one being held by former Governor Roy Cooper, who won the candidacy for the Democrats on that same ticket. Here is the former governor.
Democratic nomination to become North Carolina's next United States Senator. I am grateful for my amazing wife, Kristen, and for my entire family. And I deeply appreciate the work of the people in this room and people across the state of North Carolina who've gotten us to this moment. I could not have been here without you. And I want to thank everybody who ran in this primary. It takes serious courage and passion to step up and get involved and run for office and serve. And I look forward to working with all of you during this crucial campaign for our state and country. Now, I also want to take a moment to share my deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of our military members who were killed in the Iran war. Our brave men and women in uniform put their lives on the line to keep our country safe, and I am deeply grateful to them and their families. So guys, We know we've got our work here, and it's just beginning. We have a long way to go until November. Hey, but if you want change in Washington, do you? Yeah! This campaign is for you. If you want to toss out the DC insiders, do you? Yeah! This campaign is for you. You know, if you just think things cost too much, do you? Yeah! This campaign is for you. I've never been in a race that's this crucial for the people of North Carolina and for our country. And I need all of you to get this job done. Let me tell you why I'm running. I'm running for the hard-working parent who's tired of seeing higher costs at the grocery store and scared that the family won't be able to make ends meet. I'm running for farmers like Jeanette and Joyce in Mount Olive who are struggling to afford what they need to grow their crops, seeing equipment costs spike and watching their bottom line evaporate because of the tariffs. I'm running for Meredith in Winston-Salem and her daughter Vivian, who might lose her medical treatment because of right-wing attacks on health care. I'm running because I love North Carolina, and things just should not be this hard for the people who live here. It is time for a change. Now, you know, I didn't plan to go to Washington. All of my public service has been here in North Carolina because this is where I wanted to serve, right here at home. But these are not ordinary times. Everyday people are being left behind, and we see the chaos that's coming out of Washington only making it worse. The cost of groceries, child care, utilities, rent, health care, skyrocketing. Just overnight, we saw the price of gas spike. Yet another burden on working families. Meanwhile, the DC insiders are making sure that the wealthiest among us are getting further ahead, all at your expense, and it's not right. I knew that I needed to run for this Senate seat because Washington, D.C. is broken, and North Carolinians are struggling because of it. As I thought about running, on Sundays I would sit in church, and I kept coming back to a passage in the book of Luke. To whom much is given, much is required. A lot has been given to me. A lot's been required. I thought about my life growing up in eastern North Carolina, my public school teacher mom, my hard-working dad, my work on the farm every summer until I went to college, the amazing public school education that I got in Nash County, my Sunday school classes that I taught for decades, and most importantly, my wonderful wife and my 3 fantastic daughters. Boy, have I been blessed. And it was amazing to wake up every morning for years and lead the state that I love, both as Attorney General and your governor. I'm proud of what we accomplished together. Not only better jobs and more health care, but investments in teacher pay, child care, early childhood education, prosecuting violent criminals, taking on child predators, and keeping communities safe.
And again, that was former governor, now Democratic candidate for the U.S. Senate, Roy Cooper. Do want to give a congratulations to both Roy Cooper as well as Michael Whatley on their wins. We are also keeping track of other election results that are coming into the newsroom as we speak. We will have more on that coming up in 2 minutes. For now, we are going to step away, take a small 2-minute break.